Welcome to this video on the anatomy of an invasion, focusing on password cracking and vulnerability exploitation techniques to gain access. The first step in gaining access involves two main vectors: credential cracking to compromise user passwords, and exploiting vulnerabilities by using software errors to execute arbitrary code, such as buffer overflows. In Windows authentication, passwords are not stored in plain text but as hashes in the Security Account Manager or Active Directory databases. To crack a password, an attacker must first obtain its hash. Hash dumping, or extracting hashes, is a key first trophy. Specialized tools like pwdump7feet and Mimikatz are used to extract LM and NTLM hashes from the SAM database, typically requiring administrative privileges. Password attacks are classified into four main types: non-electronic, such as social engineering; active online, like brute force; passive online, such as wire sniffing; and offline, which involves cracking copied password files. Advanced network attacks include LLM-NR NBTNS poisoning and NTLM relay attacks. In a relay attack, the captured hash is not cracked but relayed to another server for unauthorized authentication. Kerberos attacks in the domain include ASREP roasting and Kerberosting. These attacks exploit vulnerabilities in the Kerberos protocol to obtain and crack password hashes offline. Exploiting vulnerabilities is a multi-stage process: identification, development, delivery of the payload, and finally, execution to gain remote access to the system. Buffer overflow is a technique where a program writes more data than the buffer can hold, overwriting adjacent memory locations, specifically the EIP, which can change the program's execution flow. The buffer overflow attack chain involves fuzzing, finding offset, controlling EIP, generating shellcode, and finally, exploitation, to execute the shellcode and gain unauthorized access. Metasploit is the hacker's Swiss Army knife, a platform for penetration testing and exploit development. It automates and standardizes the exploitation process, utilizing modules like exploits, payloads, and encoders. The new era of exploitation uses AI-powered tools like ShellGPT and Nebula. They revolutionize the process by allowing natural language queries to be transformed into executable attack commands. Pivoting is the technique of using a compromised system as a launching pad to attack other internal network systems that would otherwise be inaccessible externally. To summarize, the paths to gaining access include credential cracking, using tools like pwdump7feet, and exploiting vulnerabilities, such as buffer overflows, aided by frameworks like Metasploit. To resist these attacks, implement multi-factor authentication and strong password policies. Against exploits, ensure timely patching and employ secure coding practices with modern OS defenses. Understanding attack techniques is key to building effective defense.